What if the biggest force controlling your success isn't your intelligence, your genes, or your environment, but a belief you are not even aware of? Our mindset, our beliefs, whether we are aware of them or not, strongly influences what we want, how we act, and whether we succeed in getting it. You may begin life with certain belief or limitations, but through personal efforts, experience, and training, you can become whoever you choose to be. Hi guys, my name is Isha, and today we are going to talk about two dominant mindsets that shape our society: fixed mindset and growth mindset. So, a fixed mindset says that we are born with certain abilities and talents and that they are fixed, meaning we either can become something or we cannot. Whereas a growth mindset, on the other hand, says that you can develop your abilities through effort, perseverance, and resilience in the face of setbacks. And you can achieve great heights in your personal and professional life. So, before diving deep, let's quickly go through the key traits of the fixed and growth mindset. So people with fixed mindset often believes that intelligence is unchangeable, and they constantly try to prove themselves. They are highly sensitive to mistakes or failures, and they avoid challenges that expose their weaknesses. So they do not have a mindset of learning. All they want is to look smart. Asked, Benjamin Barber once said that don't divide the world into winners or losers or weak and strong people. Divide the world into learners and non-learners. As you can learn anything if you have the mindset and the willingness to do so. And on the other hand, people with the growth mindset believe that abilities can be developed. Intelligence grows with our efforts, and learning matters more than proving ourselves. Mistakes are feedback, they are not our failure. Because effort is a path to mastery for growth mindset people. So they do not fear challenge, they expect it. And moreover, when facing a failure, for someone with fixed mindset, they say I failed. So for them, it becomes I am a failure, as in it becomes their identity. Okay, and for someone with a growth mindset, failure is an event, not an identity. So it's an information, something they can learn from. Okay, but people with fixed mindset often feel that they are special, and for them, special means being better than others. So when they fail now, they tend to make excuses or blame someone or something else for their defeat. But legendary coach John Wooden once said that you are not a failure until you start blaming. By this, he meant to say that you are still learning from your mistakes until you completely deny them. That's usually seen with the fixed mindset people. Okay, many people we now admire were once considered ordinary or even below average by the society. People like Charles Darwin, Leo Tolstoy, they were not seen as exceptional children. But what set them apart was their passion for learning, their willingness to stretch themselves, and their ability to persist when things were not going well. And that's the hallmark of growth mindset. Even in modern times, Jackson Pollock, Elvis Presley, Michael Jordan, experts once believed that they have little potential in their chosen fields. And yet, they later becomes the pioneers in their field, proving that hard work and persistence is way above talent and pedigree. Okay, so ask yourself, do you always seek success and validation from others, or do you choose challenges and grow from it? Do you choose short term strategies to make your business a success, or do you believe in long term improvement, laying the foundation for growth over the longer haul? Okay, tell me, when do you feel smart? When you are flawless or when you are learning? People with fixed mindset expect the ability to show up on its own, even before learning takes place. Okay, now let's talk about how does the two mindset affect our mental health. So, the fixed mindset individuals are more prone to rumination, depression, avoidance, and giving up after setbacks. Whereas growth mindset individuals confront their challenges, they stretch beyond discomfort, and they become more determined when things get hard. And why is this difference? The difference is the fixed mindset people says if effort is required, I must not be good in that thing. Whereas the growth mindset people think that you work hardest for what you love the most. And yes, society often celebrates effortless success, but real achievement is built through effort, strategy, and consistency. Okay, so when you spot the areas of your life now where you are operating from a fixed mindset, how can you change it? Simply by thinking and reacting in new ways. Instead of passing up a chance to learn, you take the challenge. Instead of labeling yourself as a failure, you learn from your failure. Instead of feeling discouraged when a lot of effort is required, you continue putting in the effort. And no, I'm not saying that failure is only about a lack of efforts. Sometimes people have different opportunities and resources that give them an edge over others, such as a better education, a better environment, or influential networks. Okay, but a growth mindset allows people to love what they are doing and to continue loving it even in the face of difficulties. Okay, so for them, success is simply a byproduct of their enthusiasm for what they do. Okay, so they are not seeking success as validation of their worth or as something that make them better than others. Okay, growth mindset does not mean that everything that can be changed should be changed. We all need to accept some of our imperfections, especially those that do not harm our lives or the lives of others. Okay, now comes another question that often pops up in our mind, which is artistic ability or creativity is a gift, a magical ability that only a selected few possesses? No, it's not. Some people pick up these skills naturally in the course of their lives, while others have to work to learn them and put them together. Okay, Toilet Tharp, the world famous choreographer and dancer, wrote in her book that creativity is not a magical act of inspiration, but the result of hard work and dedication. There are no natural geniuses. Okay, and similarly, Judith, the greatest female chess player of all time, once said that her father believed that talent is nothing and that success is 99% hard work. And she proved him right. Okay, because Judith was a slow starter but extremely hardworking person. Okay, now let's talk about the danger of praising ability and not the effort. When we say na, that you are so smart or you are naturally talented, we unknowingly reinforce a fixed mindset. How? Because when that other person or you yourself face next time now, you will think that I must not be smart or talented, and you will stop putting efforts for that. Instead, what you should do is praise the effort that you really work hard for this or your strategy paid off. Okay, research shows that praising the ability part lowers the resilience, but praising effort builds the confidence, the persistence, and the learning capacity too. Okay, so don't make yourselves or others slaves to praise. Okay, teach yourself to love challenges, be curious about your mistakes, and enjoy effort. The process of getting somewhere, trying the new strategies, learning continuously, basically praising the process, not the personality. Okay, instead of appreciating or judging them or yourself based on the intelligence or the talent, appreciate for the process you followed, the practice, the study hours, the persistence, and the strategies you adopted. Everyone learns in a different way, so keep trying the approach that works best for you. Okay, your praise should not focus on yours or someone else's personality traits, but on their efforts and their achievements. Okay, now let's look into the mindset of sports champions of our history. We all have heard of Michael Jordan, one of the hardest working athlete in sports history and the greatest basketball player of all time. But do you know he was cut from his high school team and not selected by the college he wanted to play for? And when this happened, now how does his mother reacted? His mother simply told him to go back and discipline himself. And Jordan responded by working relentlessly on his weaknesses, his defense, his shooting, and ball handling. His coach was shocked by his willingness to work harder than anyone else. And even after fame and success, his practice ethic remained legendary. Okay, so for Jordan, success came from the mind, the mental toughness and heart, which mattered more than the physical advantages. Okay, and another powerful example in sports is Wilma Rudolph, who won 3 gold medals in a single Olympic Games. At the age of 4, she suffered from double pneumonia, scarlet fever, and polio, which left her left leg paralyzed. But through years of intense physical therapy, she eventually shed her leg brace and learned to walk and then to run. And that's how she overcome her life challenges with hard work and perseverance and become a legend. And then there is Tiger Woods, one of the greatest golfers of all time. In golf now, it's often said that building strength ruins your touch. But Tiger proved otherwise through his disciplined training and fierce practice habits, going on to win nearly every major title. So, what I want to say is that we often believe that our champions and idols were born different from us. We don't like to think of them as ordinary people, people like us. But in reality, the complete opposite is true. It is the character, our will, our mind that makes us practice and allow us to dig deep and give our best when we need it the most. Okay, mental toughness is one of the most important qualities that is needed to achieve anything, and it can only build through hard work and persistence. Okay, athlete with a growth mindset find success in learning and improving themselves, not just in winning. And moreover, once you reach the height you aimed for, it is the character that you have built through the years of hard work and practice that keeps you at the top. It truly takes real character to keep working just as hard or even harder after you have made it. And that's why so many people fumble after 1 or 2 successes in their lives, right? And when you are looking for healthy relations in life or work, choose people for their mindset, not for their pedigree. Okay, healthy relationships require effort, communication, willingness to work through differences. And people with fixed mindset believe they believe that when either you click with someone or you don't. Okay, basically everything falls automatically. Okay, and such mind reading that destroys the relationships. So ask yourself, after a rejection, do you feel judged, bitter, revengeful, or do you feel hurt but still able to forgive and move on? Get in touch with your feelings and then view the situation from a growth mindset. Like, what did you learn from it? Did it teach you something about what you want or don't want in life? Okay, did it give you insights that become useful in later relationships? Growth mindset means believing that abilities can develop through your effort, through better strategies, and through seeking feedback. So it's not blind effort, it's called smart effort, right? And so now we have gained so much perspective on fixed and growth mindsets. So let's talk about basic steps to develop a growth mindset. Okay. Now, step 1 is simply embracing our fixed mindset. Accept that we all are a mixture of both fixed and growth mindset, and we can never correct or improvise something for which we are in denial, right? So acceptance is step 1 for this, right? Step 2 is becoming aware of your fixed mindset triggers. Notice when it shows up, when you're about to take on a big challenge and that voice says you don't have what it takes, when you keep hitting a dead end and feel like giving up, Or maybe after a failure, like losing a job, making a big mistake, when that voice tells you that you will never recover. These fixed mindset thoughts often appear during the times of pressure, procrastination, or self-doubts. Okay, so step 2 is becoming aware when these fixed mindset triggers, okay, or show up. Third is name your fixed mindset. Give that voice a name. It could be Suzanne, David, Rebecca, anything. Notice how it makes you think, how it makes you feel. Angry, embarrassed, guilty, and how do you react when it shows up? Whether you become silent, or you become defensive, or you become argumentative. For example, my fixed mindset persona, Suzanne, always undermines me when I try something new. Or whenever I fail, my fixed mindset persona, David, comes and causes me to become defensive, lash out on others, or stagnate. Okay. For others, it could be, here comes Rebecca. Whenever I make a mistake, she is very quick to blame others and preserve her ego. Okay, so these are just few examples of the fixed mindset personas you can name. Okay, just spot them in the moment, name them, and make it easy and fun. Don't complicate it. Okay, then comes the step 4, which is talk to it and move forward. So when these persona appears now, do not suppress them or ban them. Okay, acknowledge it, share how you plan to learn from that situation, and choose a better response. Remember that this fixed mindset voice now, it was created to protect you. Okay, so understand what is that voice is trying to say, but then gently teach it a new way of thinking and carry it with you on your growth mindset journey. Okay, you don't need to change everything at once. Just catching the moment and choosing a growth response is enough. For example, when you face a setback, instead of giving up as your fixed mindset persona suggests, remind your persona that persistence in the face of setbacks is what makes most people successful. Okay? By trying new methods, by trying new strategies, and continuing to learn and progress. Okay? Tell it that our test scores or our grades show where we are today, not where we can go. Okay, so instead of fighting your mixed fixed mindset now, use it as a signal. Every place where it shows up is pointing you toward an opportunity to learn and grow. Okay, so ask yourself, where is this resistance coming from and what is it trying to protect? And then decide, where will you begin, how will you respond differently, and what new action will you take. Okay, growth isn't about a one time shift, it's a daily choice. And the question is, when your old mindset shows up again tomorrow, will you retreat into what feels safe, or will you step into who you are becoming? With this, I close today's session. See you in my next video. Till then, take care.